It's TUC Talk, TUC Talk, TUC Talk. Welcome to episode 5 of the TUC Talk podcast. First of all, if you're new here, I just want to say first, welcome to the channel. I'm glad for you guys to stop by. But also, before you leave, make sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification bell. That way you're notified anytime we go live or post a new video. Now, with that said, also another thing. You guys might notice if you listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, that we kind of skipped from episode 3 to episode 5. That's because we had some audio issues during episode 4, yeah, that's basically why we had to skip that. But don't worry, you guys can catch the episode on YouTube. We have a fully edited version of that, so check it out over there. But before we get to today's episode, let's introduce our panel for this lovely evening. Let's start at the top. Mr. Kenny Santos.
Hello, I'm Kenny. I'm functioning on 3 hours of sleep, and I think all the Bang energy drinks are slowly killing me. Yeah, that's all I got.
Welcome, Kenny. Welcome. Mr. Donovan. Well, Donnie, don't call me Donovan, as you like to.
Hello, guys. I literally woke up 5 minutes to starting this. So my biological clock is on point, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that time of the month.
How do you feel after the whole Joel B injury? I know you must be.
Let's not talk about that. So let's move on. All right.
Okay. All right. And last but certainly not least, making her debut on the TUC Talk podcast, Miss Monika Fahim. Introduce yourself to the people.
What up? My name is Monika. I'm the only Canadian here, so fuck, I'm not Americans. And just kidding. Yeah, I don't really have an intro. It's just me, Monika, the only Canadian.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Forehead games.
Sorry, we're all just barely functioning at this point.
Yeah. And I just recently almost got stuck on the elevator before I started this podcast. So that's how my day
was. It with someone cute?
Nah, bro. Imagine being stuck on the elevator with an old lady who's basically.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the fellow race, man. If God wants you to procreate, you gotta procreate.
Pardon?
Can I tell a little anecdote about being stuck in an elevator with an old lady? This was this happened years ago, and it was kind of traumatizing at the time, but now I can laugh at it. I was at the mall with my mom and my grandma, my mom's mom, and I guess my grandma just had to she really had to go to the washroom and she couldn't hold it, and so she shit on herself in the elevator.
Oh God,
that's a sticky situation.
A stinky one. That's sticky. That's a stinky.
But the thing is, it wasn't just in her pants. It literally was dripping down to the floor, and it was just and the thing is, it wasn't it was watery, so it was just a whole thing. It smelled really
have more fiber.
Yeah, ultimately she was fine. Everything was good, and everything was cleaned up, and it's it was wild. I just that reminded me of being in an elevator with her. Good times.
Oh damn! Well, luckily my experience wasn't that bad.
Yeah, luckily my grandparents are dead.
Okay. But as tradition on the TUC Talk podcast, what I like to do is something that we call the mental check-in, because I'm a firm believer that the best ability is not your availability, but your mental stability. Because without that, nothing else matters. So let's present to the panel. If you're new here with the mental check-in, this is our scorecard. 1. I want to die. 2 means my life is pointless. 3 means nothing matters. 4, my life sucks right now. 5, it's whatever. 6, I'm content. 7, I'm grateful. 8, I'm in a good place. 9, I'm excited about life. 10, couldn't be better. So, with that said, I present this to you guys on the panel. Where are you guys right now on the scale of 1 to 10? Whoever wants to go first.
Ladies first.
Well, as you guys know, I was somewhat having some mental breakdown the other day, and I've just in the past few weeks, I've just been kind of evaluating my whole life, just my existence, just very existential stuff. So in those really dark moments, I've definitely been at 1, but that's just isolated incidents. like 1 to 2. But I feel like in general, I feel like, I feel like I hover around like a 7, 8. Like I'm content. Like I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm here. I'm privileged. I have my family. I'm good.
That's all you need. Trust you, that's truly all you need.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're in a good place.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Who else wants to go?
Donnie boy,
I mean, I guess I'll go.
youth before beauty.
I think I'm gonna say 9, but I feel like a solid 6. I'm gonna say 9 because I was approached on the street yesterday
I love
about like doing the street interview for like a Philadelphia company or a program that teaches writing to young kids and elementary and middle school kids. So after the interview, which is coming out soon, they asked me about like my interest in writing and stuff like that, and they asked me if I wanted to apply to be a mentor or slash teacher for middle school and elementary school aspiring young writers. And I don't know, it gave me such a different outlook on like my role in the universe and on Earth right now. It's definitely something that I wasn't expecting or anything like that. Um, teaching English was definitely something that I like had like in the faintest back of my mind, and I don't know. It's a new avenue to mold and help guide young aspiring writers. So it's
So is it safe to say that you're considering it?
Yeah, I'm considering being a teacher. Not a teacher like a
mentor.
Mentor for young writers and stuff like that. Like a young professor.
Wait, so did they just like randomly approach you on the street? Like, how did this happen?
Yeah, so they were talking to random different people passing by, and I just happened to stop, and they asked what I was reading and what I was writing about. Told them about the screenplays. I name dropped True Omen Culture, dropped the podcast, dropped it. So I'm out there in Philadelphia doing outreach. So I had told them that I was a journalist and stuff like that. And after the interview, we talked a little bit. They told me what they were about. Mighty Writers is what the organization is called. And they help throughout the tri-state with food, clothing, and anything that young kids might need going through this pandemic. And they encouraged me to apply for their mentorship program and their teaching program to help, guide writers. Like they said, I had a lot of experience and stuff like that. So taking on that new challenge is it's gave me a great outlook on life. And I don't know, it feels great to like help and mentor people,
Yeah, and plus, I'm also it feels good for you to know that you're recognized as someone that can impact other people's lives.
And that's what it was. And I'm definitely recognized by Ladale a lot for my writing and stuff like that. Shout out to him and everything he's been doing with True Open Culture. But to be recognized by on the street or anything like that, it gave me like a wow, like you guys value what I could bring to the table and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna put on my French beret and go out there and mold the minds of young writers, teach them about the great workings of their devotion to Eminem and all the good things writing has to bring to them.
He's gonna corrupt them.
You can be my mentor, Donnie. I'm young, I'm a writer, I'm the perfect candidate.
All right. So I don't know. It was something that I struggled with a lot, like not feeling valued enough or not feeling like my always feeling self-doubt. I've talked to Ladale about this in private before. So it was something that was always been on my mind, and it's nice to see it be recognized.
Right. Well, it's like I always say, it's all about paying it forward. So I'm glad like I was able to do that for you, and now you have the opportunity to do that for someone else.
Right.
So that's what it's all about. So I'm happy for you. Because 2 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, like Donovan was at a 3. So the fact that he went up
I
all the
was
way
there.
to 6 points. So
I was there for the collapse.
So it's just that it just goes to show, like, hey, like negative state of mind is never permanent, So
Yeah.
just take every day in stride. You gotta have your ups, you gotta have your downs, but just know that throughout it all, the good is gonna outweigh the bad if you let it.
100%.
Nice, bro.
Nice. Now, last but certainly not least, Mr. Kenny, where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well,
this
originally, I was gonna say 6, but after hearing you two sad sacks of poo, I'm at a 7 because now I feel so much better about myself. I'm kidding. But no, like I said, I took a C4 energy creatine drink late at night yesterday because I was just doing so much at the time, and it didn't let me sleep. So since I couldn't go to sleep, I was just watching TV all night, but good TV, I swear. I was watching a show called 6 Feet Under. It was really popular back in like 2001 with like Michael C. Hall, but it's like a really heavy show. So, like it surrounds death and a family that runs a funeral home and whatnot. So like the themes are about death, and it makes me realize that you can go your entire life without really facing the reality that someday you will die, you will not exist. Everyone will eventually forget you, and the only reason you're mad about that is because your ego's wrapped up in it. But on the other, fuck my dog. On the other hand, you don't really think about. I'm still mad at him because of what he pulled yesterday. But on the other hand, you really don't think about death without also thinking about birth and whatnot. And I know this as I'm thinking these thoughts and whatnot. By the way, I would make a great mortician, but that's a different note. But I just know I would.
I don't think anybody ever said, I would make a great mortician.
I'm artistic. I could recreate. I could disassemble you and bring you back up, both spiritually and actually. But that's aside the point. But I know some also. Yeah. So the other side of death is like birth. Like you can't escape one without the other. And I notice I've been around a lot of babies lately. Some are family members, some are babies of friends. It just seems like everybody got busy during the pandemic, and now we're learning about the ramifications of it. But I wouldn't say I'm baby crazy. Like I'm not knitting sweaters on my free time, but it has me thinking like, wow, what would I be as a father or whatever. But there's one case that pisses me off to no end, and it's really crazy. So there's this woman who recently had a baby about like a year ago and whatnot. And since having the baby, she's been on this like homeopathic, naturalistic, nomad, pussyfied bullshit. Like she won't feed the baby GMOs, organics, only organic food, things like that. I can vibe with that more or less. But she is taking a fucking left turn because all her idiotic nomadic friends are giving her terrible medical advice and the baby's suffering. Like, for one, she's weaning it off breast milk, which was like, what? Are you kidding me? How do you go from hippie bullshit to goat milk?
Yeah.
And from seeing the baby, like I don't know much about baby anatomy, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be walking right now, and it's not doing that because it just seems so like weak. Like she won't take it to a real doctor half the time. She'll just give it like these homeopathic remedies and whatnot. And I shit you not, there was a rumor that the baby actually had a seizure because this dumbass won't give it real medicine like Tylenol and has fevers all the time. So like at the back of my head, I'm like, well, whatever happens to this baby, I'm gonna do to you twice over. So catch your shit together. So there's probably going to be a sit down in the near future where we got to slap some sense into there. But aside from that, I'm doing great.
Wait, who is this woman? Is this someone you know personally?
Yeah, we don't need to call her out on public just in case I become famous through this podcast. Fingers crossed.
Right, yeah.
You know who you are. But yeah, I can go. In fact, I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast earlier. I know you guys love that one. And he had my favorite author, the guy who wrote Fight Club, but the guy who wrote Fight Club also wrote other books that expand on things, whatever. Chuck Palahniuk, I'm name dropping him now. This guy is great, but he doesn't need any more free publicity though, even though he like lost 25 million. But sorry. So no, they were talking about this exact topic, so I'm glad we are too. A lot of times cancel culture comes from people who don't want certain views or certain kinds of language to be put out in the public and potentially actually affect someone's life or in a negative context, like, or hurt their feelings if you get down to the crisp of it. So and that's it comes from a good place, but like you never realize how far the intentions go when it comes to stifling creativity. Like they were talking this my favorite author, he was talking about this okay, by Ladale, I guess. They were talking about their favorite short story collection, right? And he loves reading this one story that he wrote out in public all the time. And he always talks about how like he used to read all the time back then, but it just would not fly today. It's a story it's hilarious, about this guy who's masturbating in a pool, and for some reason that leads him to have a complete prolapse. And the entire, yeah, like when like weightlifters are lifting too much and all their organs come out like that. It was horrific. And the best part of it was that the story was in the first person. So everybody assumed that it was him. That happened to him, but it didn't actually happen to him. And like everyone's aghast by it. But there was this one lady, and this story is crazy. There was this one lady who came. There was this one lady who came afterwards, and she was like, after hearing you tell that embarrassing story about your anal prolapse, I feel comfortable telling you this. So when I was a little girl, I was part of not the Girl Scouts, but like the Browns. It came before the Girl Scouts. I was part of the Browns, and one time I had like an ache and they gave me a heating pad, and this story is getting graphic, I'm sorry, but they gave me a heating pad, and that heating pad like fell between my legs, and it was a heating pad, so like stimulated the area. And this girl's like 6-7 years old. She didn't know what was going on. All she knew was like, this feels amazing. So she tells all her friends, all the Girl Scouts, and they all try it. And she's like, for the first time in my life, I was the most popular girl ever. Everyone wanted to hang out with me. Everyone wanted to come to my house. I was on cloud nine. Remember, she's 7 years old. One day, she invites the entire troop to her freaking bedroom, and they're just doing what I just said they did. But this time, the mom shows up, and I think this was like in the 40s or 50s where abuse was allowed. But in any case, the mom finds out what they're doing, kicks out all the girls except her girl, literally breaks a hole in the wall so she could grab some kind of metal wire to beat the living shit out of her daughter. Like, she's like, I am raising a goddamn whore, something like that. I swear this story has a point. It's not gratuitous violence, but she just beats the shit out of this little girl. That's my point. But she's just being the shit out of this little girl, and as a grown woman talking to the author, she's like, because of that event, I have not had an orgasm since I was 7 years old, because the trauma just blocked her entirely. So to get to my point, she tells the author, after I hear you tell that story, it makes me realize that I can tell my story, and someday it's going to be funny, and someday I'm going to bring it up to my bitch of a mother and be like, hey, you remember when you beat the shit out of me because I made all these little girls orgasm? And so my point is like, when you stifle certain views, language, or stories, you miss out on potential connections that could be healing. Like some stories could like trigger someone's PTSD from an event that was similar to that, but on the other hand, could make them see it from a different perspective. So sometimes policing art isn't really the best thing to do.
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
Agreed.
Okay.
I heard about that just today.
Answer the question here: is cancel culture affected the entertainment industry? Thanks for that story, though.
No, I get it. Nobody's saying though.
Just to piggyback off of what Kenny said, let's stay away from the Browns and the Girl Scout cookies. But with one of my favorite creative people in the world said, Donald Glover, a couple of weeks back on Twitter. It has affected the entertainment industry majorly. a lot of writers, producers, directors, executives are scared to bring up projects or greenlight projects that could be potentially big sellers. Like they're afraid of taking chances, and that's why we get the same churned crap that we see every single week and every single year, and it's the same shit. I think cancel culture is one of the biggest bullshit things to happen to the age of social media. You saw what happened with Chrissy Teigen. She lost a lot of her deals.
Wait, why?
It's just a whole bunch.
Why did she? Why was she so like hated on? I don't get it.
So apparently she was a troll a couple of years ago, maybe 10 or 11 years ago, I believe. And
like on
she
Twitter?
was bullying. Yeah. And she was bullying this or cyberbullying this girl talking about kill yourself.
I remember that.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of shit. But to piggyback off of what Tyler the Creator said, how the fuck is cyberbullying a thing? Like, just shut your fucking laptop and go outside.
Yeah.
I 100% agree
She
with
got
that
canceled
statement.
for that. Wait, she got canceled for that's how I speak to telemarketers. Will I get canceled?
Just kill
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you become like a big movie star, 100%.
Kenny, once you get verified, all that shit that you did back in the day is gonna come back to bite you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's probably what's gonna make me famous.
Right. So it's like it has greatly affected the entertainment industry. And I wish this cancel culture mob would freaking die already.
My only issue with cancel culture is that those that's basically calling for the cancellation of these people, they act too self-righteous for me. And I feel like nobody act like they never did anything wrong.
Yeah, like at Kayla from Starbucks, like what makes you any different from a celebrity who tweeted something years ago? Because I can tell you 100% certainty that a lot of people in my group and inner circle, they do say racist stuff, and 95% of them are black. And yes, newsflash, black people can be racist too.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
Yeah, it's one of those notions that I think should be addressed. Like black people and minorities can be racist too.
Yeah, I never got reverse racism. It's just racism.
I think that would make for a topic.
Oh yeah, Donnie, you're skipping episodes.
Right. Yeah. But yes. Overall, yeah.
Okay, so Ms. Monika, like, what's your thoughts on cancel culture?
I think sometimes it's too light of a reaction, and sometimes it's too heavy of reaction. Like the whole thing with Chrissy Teigen, like, and apparently she was trolling people on Twitter or something, and like now she lost a bunch of deals. Like I don't know the full story, but like that seems like it's like way too heavy of a reaction. So there's things that happen where it's like, okay, chill. Like no one's perfect. There's no such thing as someone who makes no mistakes. Like, yeah. So sometimes it's too heavy of a reaction, and I feel like other times it's too light. Like, I don't know if you guys follow YouTubers, like, you know, like James Charles and like David Dobrik and stuff. So like
David Dobrik was interesting. I was going to bring up, but yeah, I'm glad you're bringing it up.
Yeah,
I follow James Charles for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much, I'll explain both of them really briefly. So David Dobrik obviously is like a very rich vlogger. I'm pretty sure he's part of Baka, which is he's like from Slovenia or something. So he's
DACA. Yeah, he's on a work visa.
Exactly. And so like if anything goes wrong, he could easily just be like deported back to his country. So pretty much what happened with him is like he's a vlogger, right? So he like I'm not a David Dobrik fan. Like I don't give a fuck about David Dobrik, but like I know he like films videos all the time and he like posts content all the time. And so there was this one video where like him and his group of friends, they went to a lake, and then they they were using like an excavator thingy where it's like a machine with like the long like wire thing, whatever, and like he was the one driving the excavator, and then he got his friends to like hang on the wire, and like he was spinning it as they were like, the whole thing was just like completely criminally negligent, like just illegal, stupid, wrong, like just everything was so wrong about it. And then one of his friends, Jeff Wittick, which I actually like, he posted some documentaries about it because they like recently came out a couple weeks ago. But basically, Jeff, the friend, when he went on the wire and like David was spinning him, he ended up spinning him so hard that like when he fell in the water and hit his head really, really hard. And like if he had hit his head at like a different angle, like he could have died so easily, you know what I mean? So it's just like and yeah, so in that case, it's like you put your friend in danger, you were criminally negligent, you were stupid, you were irresponsible, and like I think people now are trying to cancel him, but I feel like canceling him, it's like way too light of a thing. Like at that point, it's like you're a criminal, you need to be like arrested, you need to be you need to be deported back to your country, you know what I mean? And then like another thing with like the whole James Charles situation, like, oh yeah, and there was a whole other story with David Dobrik. I don't even want to talk about it because like he's just gross, and I don't like him and his friend. Like they just all seem like gross and corny.
That's the route I thought you were going to take. I know the story that you're talking about, but I'm glad you're taking the other route.
I don't know the story, so this is all fresh to me.
Should I say it? I don't know. Okay,
I mean, dive into it a little bit. If you don't, I will.
It can't be worse than my story. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This dude talking about anal prolapses.
I don't know if I'm going to do the story justice. I'll explain it as best as I can. But basically, David, this happened like a few years ago where like he and his friends, he had like some of his friends over, and then they invited like some girls over. They were like fans of them. And I think they wanted to like film some content or whatever, but then and like they invited them over so they could like have like a threesome or like a fivesome or something. I don't know, like some gross shit like that.
Yeah,
that's so much work.
So basically, what happened was David, you know what Monika said, is a popular YouTuber. So he goes with a group of friends who are known as the Vlog Squad. So the incident that she's talking about, David Dobrik and the Vlog Squad went over to a group of girls' house to film a skit with Dom, who's been known to be, let's say, well, he goes by Dirty Dom, so that should tell you all you need to know about the character.
Yikes.
Just to correct you, they didn't go to the girls' house. The girls came to them.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
So it's their fault is what you're saying.
No, I got to get into it. So they decide to film a skit with Dom having sex with 3 or 2 girls, like a threesome or whatever.
Yeah.
So apparently what goes is one of the girls backed out, and to make the other girls feel comfortable, they had somebody buy allegedly alcohol to calm the girls down or whatever and make them more acceptable to, you know, whatever. The story is that basically what David Dobrik is getting canceled for is allegedly his friend Dirty Dom raped one of the girls there without her knowledge, of course. Yeah. And because he filmed a part of the skit on his popular YouTube channel, which averages over 10 million views a video, he's now being canceled for associating with Dirty Dom.
Yeah.
So in the instant of cancel culture, I don't think David Dobrik should have the heat as much as he did. At the end of the day, he didn't really film nothing bad. Let's start off with that. He didn't film the girls being raped, or he didn't film what was happening in the other side of the room. what he did film was a part of the skit that made it seem like he was making a joke of it. And at the end of the day, David Dobrik lost a lot of deals. He lost his deal with Nickelodeon. He lost his deal with Discovery, Chipotle, SeatGeek.
Good.
Yeah.
He's disgusting.
I'm surprised you guys haven't heard of David Dobrik, but I guess if you're not well versed in the YouTube industry, you don't know how big he is.
Yeah.
He was being called the next Jimmy Fallon. Think of it like that, the Generation Z Jimmy Fallon.
What was this skit exactly? I don't get it. Like, oh, look, guys, we're having a three-way. That's just porn.
Yeah, so he like faked that his friend was having sex, and he was listening on the outside of the door with the camera. So it cuts to them next day talking about it or something like that. One of the girls came out and said she was raped while in the room.
Yeah.
Wait, they filmed that on the skit and tried to make it a joke?
Yeah, like filmed on the outside of the room.
Was he dropped on the head? Like what?
That's what I'm saying. He's so gross. He's so gross.
I don't understand the humor in this.
And I don't know, Donnie, because I know you like know David Dobrik and stuff. Do you know the other story with what happened with Seth?
Who are these people?
Yes.
Like he's so gross. He's so
This
gross.
is wild. So another one of David Dobrik's sketches he was filming.
So gross. Like
where he had a friend put on a gorilla costume and one friend sit on a couch. So the friend named Seth was sitting on a couch and he was supposed to have a girl come in a gorilla costume and start making out with him.
Yeah.
And the costume was their friend, 45-year-old man, Jason Nash.
Yeah.
So when they was kissing, after they got finished kissing, he took off the mask and found out, oh, it wasn't Corinna, our hot friend. It was actually our 45-year-old man, Jason Nash.
Yeah. And obviously David was filming the whole thing. He orchestrated the whole thing. Like, oh, it's so funny. Like, you're kissing a guy. Like, just so gross. So gross.
None of this even sound funny.
Right? It's like it's actually awkward as so. This is hilarious. Comedy.
His entire audience, his entire platform is a bunch of like children. And that's why I don't know who watches him. He's so gross. Like he's so gross. Yeah. Like in that case, being canceled is way too light of a reaction. I think he should be fucking deported. Like he's done. Like I think he's
somebody better call Trump. We need him.
He's so disgusting.
Well, I wouldn't go that far because everybody who's here in the United States, if you're here, you deserve to be here, or you deserve to have a shot at what they call the American dream. So I wouldn't necessarily take that away from everybody.
I think he just deserves to be shot. Like I can agree on a portion of your sentence.
Side note, True Urban Culture does not agree with anybody being assassinated.
For sure.
We do not reflect the views of that. That is purely just for entertainment purposes. Yeah. I don't want YouTube or the big media to come down on them.
I mean, I'm not saying I will orchestrate his shooting. I'm not saying I will support it. I'm just saying in a just world, it would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically just to end, just to conclude, I think some people cancellation is way too light of a reaction, and for some people cancellation is way too heavy and hard. Another example is with James Charles. I don't know, I'm sure Donnie, I'm sure you know. I feel like you know YouTube people. James Charles, apparently he was sexting. I think he was found to be sexting I think the number was up to 10 to 15 minors or something.
He likes sexes a lot of minor underage boys.
And
he's been caught multiple times.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why he keeps going back.
And there have been so many people posting proof of the conversations, of the pictures that he sends. of the things that he says, like, and he's fine. Like, he's fine. Like, nothing's happened to him. Like, and I feel like in that situation, like, he should have some sort of repercussion. He should have some sort of like something.
Michael Jackson is rolling in his grave.
Can I ask you guys something? Do you guys have a problem? Like, cancel culture is what it is at this point. But do you have a problem with it only applying to like famous people?
I mean, who else would it hurt, really?
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, my 44 followers on Instagram don't really care about what I post.
I like they cancel.
Are looking to come down on, looking to come down or cancel me.
Okay, but that brings me to this: is this like some sort of like hypocrisy? Because shouldn't you like whether like it's a famous person or not? Like, if somebody did something wrong, like shouldn't you want them to be punished for it? Or is it you're a celebrity, so I just want to like ruin your life?
No, that happens. Like, people get doxxed for like saying racist shit, and like people like leak their addresses and whatnot. And I think like one kid said the N-word, but he was like N-word guacamole penis when he was like in the 8th grade, and then some celebrity doxed him, and then his parents lost their jobs, and he was like 7 or 8 years old.
So I think that was China Ann McClain, the star of
she was
Black Lightning.
She like doxed him, and I guess it could happen, but it's kind of, I don't know.
Oh wait, no, I am so sorry. Correction, that was Sky Jackson, not China Ann McClain. I want to make sure I get that correct.
Maintaining that journalism integrity.
Yeah, 100%. I do not want her to get like heat for the wrong reason.
She's gonna
Sky Jackson
next. But no, I feel like his parents probably got other jobs, because that was just really ridiculous. I don't even think it was being racist. He just made jumbly bullshit on Twitter.
Okay, now last question on this topic before we move on to the next topic for this show. Have you guys ever been part of cancel culture mob?
I don't have a Twitter.
No.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've definitely had my opinions about people, and like I definitely have thought negatively about people, like famous people or whoever, but like I don't actively like go on social media and I'm like, oh, cancel this person, because like what the fuck is that gonna do, you know?
Right.
But Ladale, what do you think about cancel culture?
My thing on cancel culture is, I'm kind of like you in a sense, Monika. Like, I feel like it's like a case by case basis. It all depends on the severity of it. I feel like someone's actions, I feel like, are more harmful than their words. Because one thing I hate is when people get all up in the uproar because somebody says something that's deemed to be racist, or now the new thing I guess today is like anti-Semitic. Because I'm at the end of the day, like, okay, like, are you really gonna go to bed hurt about what somebody said?
Yeah.
Or because, like, you know what I mean, like, or because sometimes I feel like if somebody was to like do something like very harmful to others, such as like rape or like killing, robbing, what case may be, I feel like that's more of a detriment to a person rather than somebody just saying something offensive.
100%. Yeah.
I've been called the N-word before when I was working at MSG by like a white New York Rangers hockey fan.
Yeah.
Did you square up?
Huh?
Did you square up?
Oh no, because I was trying to get that commission. So
okay, all right, makes sense here.
So I'm like, okay. And plus, he was drunk. I'm like, all right, well, like, it is what it is. He said no offense, but they work at his job. Like, no offense, sir, but they working us like some N-words at his job. I'm like, okay, well, like, as long as I
no offense, that means all offense.
That makes it no better.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, as long as I get my tip, like, I'm not gonna go back. Oh my god, you called me the N-word. Like, you know, I'm not gonna melt at the thought of that. And I hate the fact that so many of our people today is like, whenever somebody says something like racist or like derogatory, they just want to like get all up in the uproar. Like, come on, like, as someone like me that come from New York, I hear shit like that every day. You know, and we use it obviously in a different context, but it's like, come on, like, we say it all the time.
Yeah.
So just because somebody's, oh my god, we go crawl in a little ball and just get offended, like, why do we care so much about their
That's funny
approval.
you mentioned that because there's this Asian TikToker who speaks in Ebonics for some reason, and she briefly got yeah.
You're talking
I
about.
know you're talking about.
She's really
It's
cute, but
It's the chick that was riding up on the fucking like garbage truck, right?
yeah. And it
And she
started
went
this
on.
debate like, should you be allowed to say the N word just because you're from New York and that's part of hip hop culture or something? And I'm just like, why is anyone saying it, really?
I mean, to me, I think it's hypocritical if you're gonna say it and use it in different context if somebody else says it.
I mean,
You get offended by
for
it.
me, and
That's just
this
me.
might be the whitest thing I ever say
God.
on
That's
a
racist.
televised. But sometimes I skip the N word, and it's by instinct just to like skip it in songs. Like I normally don't say it.
Donovan listens to the clean version.
Exactly. Like yeah, I don't get up in arms about the N word. I don't even say it normally when I'm around my inner circle or stuff like that. It's not out of I'm superior or better than them. It's just like I don't use that word often in my vocabulary. I feel weird even saying it to my brother, but it's like yeah, it's not a word that's often in my vocabulary.
I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to because I have white people calling me white now, and it's just like, oh, am I? I haven't identified.
Yeah, it's.
Wait, what's your
what?
What's your ethnicity again? So I know you're like
Dominicano.
fully.
Yeah, pure blood, pure genetics.
Puerto Rican. I ain't gonna hold you.
Pure.
Wait,
oh, that's war.
I thought you was a Boricua.
No soy Boricua. No, you can call me
overall, cancel culture, it does affect the entertainment industry as a whole because it does shelter like a lot of projects that could potentially be great.
Yeah, and can I just say one more thing on cancel culture? I think now with like social media being like so like prominent in our lives, I think it's so common for people to like dig through social media from like years, like even though it happened like 10 years ago, someone could like pull up and be like, "This you?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, like.
And like a tweet.
Are you holding receipts over like every celebrity or every person on like is it FBI like on have a watch of like rising stars and just like tweets? Like who's bringing out these tweets? Like
exactly.
Yeah. My whole thing with cancel culture, I feel like it just takes too much work, too much effort, you know, because then you got because then you got to present yourself as like a goody two shoes, you know. And then that goes into the whole thing of like being woke, you know, because you're for cancel culture. That obviously most likely you're going to be woke as well.
Exactly. You know? And I think, with me, just one more point. I think with me, if I don't like someone or if I don't like some artist or some musician, I'm not going to go out of my way to like post something bad about them or like cancel them. I'm just not going to support them. I'm not going to listen to their music. I'm not going to watch their movies.
That's all. Like,
like
how can I support Chrissy Teigen exactly?
That's kind of hard for me with certain music. Like if I vibe with your music, I vibe with your music. like
I do think artists and the art should be separated. That's a topic for another day.
I will say I'm really into metal lately, particularly black metal. And it kind of veers off into some radically political places. And it's like, how do you separate the artist from the art when the intention is still there? You know what I mean?
This is way off subject, but what's the difference between metal and black metal?
So black metal is like, so when you think of metal, think of Slipknot. Like you can actually understand what these people are saying. But when it comes to black metal, like it's screechier kind of. The themes are more satanic, sometimes racist, but it's also like more occult kind of themes, a bit darker. And it's usually really good.
And that's the one you prefer?
Yeah, particularly the one from like Nordic countries. I have no idea what they're saying, but it sounds amazing.
I don't know how you get
Interesting. Okay, well, like I was saying, like in terms of cancel culture, I feel like normally those that's a part of cancel culture. Chances are they're also a part of like the whole woke culture, like being like up to date as far as like on social issues and political issues. So that brings us to our final topic for today's episode. What do you define as fake woke? Because I feel that there's a
Demi
lot
Lovato.
All right, let's start with that. Why do you think that was quick? Why do you think Demi Lovato, Donovan?
Jeez.
Agreed.
Oh, I will 100%. A couple of episodes back, we were defined as hating. 100% certified hater of Demi Lovato. I will say that to the day I die. I do not like her. I don't like her. Well, she had some good songs.
Demi, I'll still take your money if you ever want to do something for a coach in the future.
Of course, my bad. Correction.
He did not speak.
I
don't
like their music or their music.
Oh, there, yes. Pronouns, yes.
She's non-binary.
Everything she does, I think, what is she gaining out of this? What is her objective? Like, what does she really mean behind this? For once in her career, I have not.
Sorry to cut you up, but you said like, what did she gain from it? I get the sense of that, like whenever a celebrity speak on politics, like what are they gaining from it?
Yeah,
read my latest article. Well, just about that.
Yeah, it's
shout out to Kenny.
She's just the essence of like fake.
Yeah.
Valley, South Carolina, just
yeah.
It's everything about her just makes my skin crawl.
Yeah. The whole thing that happened with the frozen yogurt place, that was just like, bro.
Yeah, the fake woke, like you jumping to be a pioneer of another movement that you know nothing about. Yeah. You don't like it. The store wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Like you have to learn to live in this world with your triggers. Nobody gives a fuck about your triggers.
Yeah, 100%.
Learn to deal with it, or stay the fuck in the house.
Exactly.
Speaking of triggers, I'm sorry to cut you off, Kim, but I remember but this is specifically about you. I remember you posted on IG about some young lady on Facebook saying how guys should not wear shades because I guess it like triggers them. Like,
I saw. So, Monika, since you don't follow me, there was this woman on Facebook. I don't even know if she was serious, but she wrote this long post that men should not wear sunglasses because that way women can't really know where their eyes are or what their intentions are, and it victimizes us. Therefore, if you are an ally, do not wear sunglasses. And then clip to it is like a video recording of the song "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night." It's just like these men in black constantly putting on sunglasses and just jam. I'll send it to you later. It's great.
That's so weird.
What I define as fake woke, Demi Lovato's whole personal public image.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate because I feel like Demi used to be like, I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but I feel like she used to just be like normal. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you're already using the wrong terminology because she's now
canceled.
She's dead.
Again, correction. They.
They are now they.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Normal. I'm like, I don't know. Did you guys see? She like made a post on Instagram or something. It was like an article that came out recently that said where Demi said that they do not want to be complimented when they lose weight.
Yes,
it's like, bro, like.
Does that mean I can make fun of them when they gain weight?
Cancel immediately.
Demi wasn't specific with the request though, so now there's a loophole.
Exactly. We don't know we don't know the boundaries.
In all seriousness, like she is somebody who should stay in her home.
Yeah.
And not interact with the outside world. If you need to do something, you need to talk to your assistant because you are somebody who can't deal.
Yeah.
Being in like
the real world. Yeah.
The world. Just stay home.
Yeah.
I love how passionate Donovan is about this subject.
Because she's so fucking annoying. Okay. And then she tries to pass this off like she's some big pioneer of
Justice Warrior.
the LGBTQA community,
Yeah.
or like she tries too hard. Like, just adopt a puppy and move on with your life.
Please go outside and like touch some grass or something.
I'm glad you mentioned
devil's advocates. I'm kidding. I'm not going to defend them. But,
I was about to say you're defending her.
This is what I've been talking about for a long time. Like, people need to understand that like Hollywood and celebrity culture, the university culture, is ultra liberal. It's always been that way since the 70s and 80s. Like, you're not going to have someone who's non-woke be famous anymore. Like, the last person that actually made in Hollywood was like Clint Eastwood and maybe James Woods for a bit, and they're like old and they have dementia or something. But aside from those limited examples, you have to be super leftist and liberal to exist in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Like last time I brought up how Jennifer Aniston made herself look like a dumbass because she was telling people don't vote for Kanye, it's not funny. And then Kanye is like, well, Friends wasn't funny. And it's just like and he was right. That show is trash. I wish I could buy it and play it without the laugh track so people would know. But that's besides from my point. But like the thing is, these celebrities feel like they're entitled and in a position to sway the populace's minds with their unique political terminology and political perspective, when half of them didn't even graduate from high school or college and they only ever studied drama and the arts, not political science, law, or economics, which is necessary to have an intelligent conversation about any of these hot topic political issues half the time. So it's just infuriating because the people who really run Hollywood just keep feeding this. You won't get hired unless you're super liberal, and you constantly have to prove how liberal you are by just joining the woke crowd on every single topic. Like, why the fuck I don't know, like Sarah Silverman, who's not even funny. Everyone loves her because she's like naked half the time and quirky, I guess. Thinks she can talk about Biden, thinks she can talk about gun control, thinks she can talk about pot legalization. And I'm like, lady, you can't even talk about jokes. So what are you doing? Like, you're not even good at your own realm. So stay within your lane and learn to exist and be good at what you do before you comment on literally anything else. Like, I'm not telling you to commit suicide. I would never say that. However, that's something everyone considers.
Yeah. And I think just to piggyback on like what you said about like, people being educated and stuff and like knowing about what they're talking about, I feel like when fans of like artists or actors or influencers or whatever, when they want them to speak up about certain topics, like political topics or any type of like controversial topics, to me that's like really fake woke, because it's like, why are you asking this artist or celebrity or influencer to talk about something they probably know very, very little to nothing about? You know what I mean? Like, if you actually want to know about it, or if you actually want to gain some sort of perspective about it, do your own research. Look up YouTube videos, look up people who actually study this thing, or look up professionals, or look up people who are actually in like whatever you're talking about, whether it's like politics or Palestine or medicine or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's just like, to me, that's like so fake woke. And like, I think just in general, like, I think to me, like the definition of fake woke, because I know the question is, what do you define as fake woke? I think it's when someone tries so hard to be like politically correct, and they try so hard to be like inclusive to the point where it's just like, it's like annoying and over the top, and it's just like factually correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
you know who the real victim is? Taylor Swift. Because she very much does not want to be politically active, but I feel like either her or her team thinks her fan base expects it of her. So she's putting, black love interests in her music videos, and like they have absolutely no chemistry with each other. Like, someone will look at that video and be like, wow, I am against interracial relationships after witnessing this bullshit. There's a Taylor Swift video. I'll send it to you later. But it's she has like a black love interest for once. I mean, everyone knows she likes 30-year-old guys that look like 15-year-old guys that don't have body hair or whatever.
Yeah.
But and then she wants to like be like, oh, vote for Biden, even though she probably votes Republican in every single fucking election.
You think so? You think Taylor Swift is Republican?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, mostly not to stereotype it, but anybody that's like in a country music genre, chances are they most likely are Republican.
She started out that way, and like she's very protective of her royalties and her fees, so I can't imagine that she's voting for the party that says I'm going to tax you.
Yeah.
No, none of them really are. But these politicians, they bring them out to the forefront to influence the masses to do so, because their policies don't really affect them whatsoever.
Yeah, man, Panama Papers, they don't even pay taxes.
Yeah, but in regards to like what I define as fake woke, for me is more so deal with like corporations. Because right now June just so right now like this is the month of the LGBTQ community, and this is why Nori the time of year where all these companies come out with their little T-shirts,
or the rainbow icon change it.
I used to walk into Chase and I thought, am I in a Skittles commercial? What is going on?
Yeah.
So basically, they're like, okay, we're woke this month. Give us your money. We're supporting you. Give us your money. That's what I mostly define as fake woke.
Yeah.
And also the CW network as well.
Oh, I hate that network so much.
Yeah, because the shit that they try to do with what's that show? Batwoman. Like how they made that whole show like so politically correct, and what they're trying to do with Powerpuff Girls, the reboot is just too much.
Really?
Yeah.
The script is terrible.
What's it like? What's the premise?
Well, let me just say this: Bubbles wants to be a porn star. She's an OnlyFans girl.
Wait, stop.
Yeah, Bubbles, right?
Bubbles is on OnlyFans now.
Yeah, Bubbles becomes an OnlyFans. Oh well, the show fast forwards to them in their 20s, and apparently they resent being the Powerpuff Girls.
I thought this was I thought it was supposed to be a cartoon though. Like, is it not?
It's live
but
it's live
what
action.
Ladale said, it's CW trying to fit as much wokeness as they can.
They do it with every show. It's in every show.
Yeah. So that, and then Blossom is a lesbian. They talk about sex a lot in the script. They also talk about forcing Bubbles to get up from her bed, or they will leak her nudes. Yeah, it was a dumpster fire of a script. The worst 65.
What about
Buttercup? Yeah, I believe she's black now.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Okay. You're comparing it to fucking OnlyFans. Okay, that's fine.
Hey, but
I know that sounds so fucked up, but it's like, come on, like all these years, they were all basically like the same race, and now all of a sudden, like fast forward 20, 15 plus years, however long it is now. Buttercup is black, Blossom is a lesbian, Bubbles is on OnlyFans. It's like
that's fucking wild. Wait, is this
appeals like so many different people?
Yeah, it's live action.
Is this reboot? Is it like real people? Like real? Like
it's a reimagining. A live action reimagining of the Powerpuff Girls.
That's.
Oh my god! What did they do to Mojo Jojo?
He died. He's killed by Bubbles, which makes sence. She did go crazy in that one episode, and almost destroyed half the city.
Is Mojo Jojo the guy who like wears all red?
No, he's a chimp.
Wasn't there like a character who wears all red? And like I saw jokes that he's like a drag queen or something. He like wears
I know you're talking about.
The name is him. That was the name, him. But he dressed up like a woman.
Yeah, like I feel like that's pretty progressive in and of itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know how to do
all
that.
in all, it was like they were trying to do too much, and the fact that even CW had to put a stop to it. And they will greenlight anything. It just shows how much trash was fit. And that was just the pilot. All of this was just a pilot. The stuff I mentioned was just the stuff I could remember.
I don't like it because I remember seeing the live action like poster and they looked really, really young, like not 20-year-old, like 15. I I'm kind of cringing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like they're all played by Dove Cameron. She was a Disney Channel star.
Of course.
Chloe Bennett, she was the star of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I love it.
And some newcomer. I don't remember her name.
That sounds like a really shitty script. Like the whole plot line with the OnlyFans and the leaking of the nudes. Like that just sounds so forced and like trying.
Yeah, it just went against everything the Powerpuff Girls. Apparently now they resent being superheroes.
Who resents
The whole
being a
premise of the
superhero?
show was they love being superheroes.
Wait, hold up. But Blossom is also Asian now.
Yeah.
Weren't
Okay,
they all white girls? Weren't they all white girls? Like wasn't that?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like everybody's now just.
Oh
You
man.
gotta appeal to so many. That's the thing with being woke or fake. Well, you gotta try to appeal to so many different people as possible.
Yeah.
But you're forcing it. It's not organic. It's you
Yeah.
can tell it's being forced.
Trying to be like
It's not
inclusive.
genuine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's what do you know? Cancel culture mostly affects the entertainment industry. Hollywood woke, fake woke comes from Hollywood entertainment. So it all goes hand in hand. You know,
Exactly.
so that's basically it. But
Oh, he's not even a chimpanzee anymore. They made him a dude. What's the point of this show, man?
he's a guy.
He's a guy.
Well, I mean, you
All right,
wasn't going to have a talking chimp
I would prefer that.
because I was about
as
to
the main villain.
question because I was about to wrap this up, but he was a chimp. Now he's a man. Is this man black or?
Oh no! Oh god!
That's a very important detail.
Oh, I'm gonna. His name is Nicholas Podani.
I think that
His wife.
Nicholas was
His wife.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the son of
he's
Mojo Jojo.
He's my age.
Yeah, so Mojo Jojo is killed by Bubbles, but his son starts to date one of the Powerpuff Girls or something like that. His son, I think, was Mojo Jr. Like Mo
Jr.
Joe, and then
God.
Jr.
I could kick his ass. I'm looking at him. I could kick his ass. I see a threat. I could kick his ass.
Danny over here on Google, like, yeah, I could definitely take this guy.
I could take this
I could
dude.
definitely take him.
Stick figure. How is he supposed to be threatening?
Also, Johnny, I like how in your room right now, like when we first started, it was light, and now it's just progressively gotten darker. Like you're just sitting in a dark room. I've just noticed that. Like,
that's how the sun works, sweetie. It goes up and it goes down. Oh.
That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, that's usually how night and day works.
Sunlight. The sun's always shining when I'm
I
here.
thought it was interesting. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. The light always shines when you're here.
That was smooth. That was smooth, Kenny. That was smooth. All right, well, you guys, I feel like that's a great way to end this segment. So, but before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, make sure to like this video, share this video with your social network, encourage those within your social network to join the TUC family, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, that way you're notified anytime we have any future episodes of TUC Talk or other shows, the Out of Bounds podcast, the Gaming Chair podcast, and soon to come the Off the Racks podcast, headed up by TUC Fashion coordinator Jerry Thomason. So be on the lookout for that. But right now it's about this time where we plug ourselves, or the social media, any work that we have going on that we're doing within TUC, outside of TUC. So I'm gonna open the floor up to you guys to plug yourselves and what you guys got going on.
Yeah, follow me at Gato Noir Magic. Not doing much aside from trying to look for a job. And none of you can help me with that.
I just got a job myself.
Keep rubbing it in.
Jeez. I am currently trying to quit my job because I fucking hate it. But yeah, this is my TikTok account. I don't know how to.
Longest boy ever. Boy with an I, ladies and gentlemen. With an I.
That's an homage to a video, an iconic video. I really hope you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this kid who's like, I'm gonna show you the longest boy ever, and he's just like, yeah, boy. No, okay.
That's Flavor Flav.
That was so high pitched. Your dog heard it.
No.
There's like I need to send it to you. Like, I need
Give
to
credit to the original source. That's Flavor Flav shit.
No, but like, there's a dude.
Flavor
You'll see. I'll show you. But
He
yeah,
stole it. I'll tell you right now. He stole it from Flavor Flav.
okay. Well, whatever. Flavor Flav can suck a chode. I'm talking about the dude.
A chode.
You call Flavor Flav a chode?
You said no. She said
Respect
you
on my
could suck a
man's
chode.
name.
A taint, if you will.
You gonna let her talk about Philly like that, Donovan?
I'm kidding.
Philly legend right there. Public enemy. Those are Philly legends.
Put some respect on his name.
But yeah, that's my TikTok. I currently have my IG disabled, so I'm just taking a little break. But yeah, follow me there. I have some. I post every day because TikTok is my coping mechanism. So.
And Monika is like low key, almost TikTok famous.
Yeah, I'm low key almost at 10K followers, which is really exciting. But
nice. Can you put it on your resume?
I mean, I probably can, honestly. Oh, you know what? I actually just recently joined the creator portal, which is really exciting. So.
I was just about to say, can't you join the creator fund at 10,000?
Yeah, I mean, I was able to join it the other day, but hopefully I can start making some coin if I actually gain some clout. That'd be kind of cool. But TikTok.
What kind of stuff do you post on TikTok? Never mind, I'll just follow it.
Just it's just like me. I just like, honestly, when you follow trends, it's really easy to like gain virality on TikTok. Is following trending audios and like trending sounds. That's just like
because Monika, I feel like she's not gonna mention it, but she's a low key talented singer as well.
Thank you. Oh my god, yeah. I actually really want to start posting singing videos as well. Like, I really want to start because I used to perform and stuff in high school, and like I really miss it. And I feel like it's hard to like, when you're not performing in person, it's like, oh, I don't know how to like express this talent in like social media. So
yeah. I'm looking forward to ignoring all those videos.
Thanks, Kenny. Thanks for the love.
All right, Mr. Donovan, plug yourself.
My IG handle is right there, Donnie. I don't really necessarily have anything to plug. Just follow me or don't. I mean, I don't really care. I really don't.
You know what you should do? This is just my content creator brain just flowing. You should post like little rants about the Philadelphia 76ers.
Should I?
You could be like EDP before he got exposed.
I'm glad you know who EDP is.
I unfortunately do.
Shout out to EDP 445.
No.
We don't claim that man in Philadelphia.
No,
he's not even from Philly though, but he rep your Eagles though.
He likes them young.
No, he don't.
Oh wait, what?
He got exposed like texting young girls some craziness.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Twice, I think, like multiple times.
He'll take it wherever he could get it. Unfortunately, I don't mean to shit on you, EDP, but it is what it is. You're never gonna catch this video. So
I think he was on Suicide Watch the last time I heard about him.
The dude was down bad.
You think?
But,
what you saying, Mom?
Yeah, I mean, just.
I was saying, Ladale, plug yourself. Your turn. Promote yourself.
Oh, y'all already know me, Ladale the fashionista. I mostly just talk about fashion shit. Or then also you can find me on the True Urban Culture IG page. I'm the moderator.
I got to interject.
Go ahead.
Is your name Ladale the fashionista or the fashionista? Because there's an O at the end.
Stowe.
Oh,
it's the masculine version.
Put some respect on his name, Donnie. Fashionista.
Okay, all right. I just want to know.
I had to make.
All right, Miss 10K on TikTok.
Monika got my back. That's what's up.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say this is like the longest plug ever, but I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. We'll catch you guys same time, same place next week. You can also find us on our audio platforms, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.